Loot.bet. Made for live betting.
Hello everybody and welcome back to aTTaX versus Epsilon. The previous map was on Mirage and it was a lot closer than I think anybody expected it to be. But in the end, Epsilon just about managed to walk away with the victory in overtime. And so we find ourselves here on Inferno with a 1-0 lead for Epsilon. My name is Mitch and joining me of course is Dean. How are you feeling about this map, Dean?
I'm really excited for this one, Mitch. I feel like with what we've seen from Alternate back on Mirage, there's good hopes for them here to try and take the victory. But I am still a little bit worried because although it is a great map for Alternate, it's also a pretty solid map overall for Epsilon as well. And with them, of course, coming off that first map with the momentum of the victory in the end, a close loss as well for Alternate sometimes can be hard to stomach. There's definitely some question marks in the air for me, and I'm looking forward to seeing what way it's going to go.
I think it's a fair old question as to whether that previous loss is going to demotivate Alternate aTTaX at this point. But I think they probably knew themselves that going onto that map, it was quite likely Epsilon took it. Not only are Epsilon a great Mirage team, it's also their best map. They've played it 24 times, well, now 25 in the last 3 months, and they've won 21 out of 25 of those games. Up against some pretty good teams as well. I mean, it's not like they've been farming stats. They've beat even most recently the likes of Wendigo, Ambush, Movistar Riders. They beat 16-2. They had a really close series against Fours, a team that we know ourselves are incredibly strong. And then when you take a look at Inferno, that's where Alternate probably have one of the best chances. And we're already into the pistol round here where mid-aggression is coming through from Alternate. They're trying to find some kills early on. And although Stefan finds one, Mantu was already dinked up, so he was pretty low. Great kills from Slacks and Stefan, though, to pull it back. They line up. That's dangerous. Spellin could have mowed them down with the Glock, but not landing the shots in the end. Caught out in middle. Stefan goes down, but Slacks is at least able for a trade, and very quickly a very messy round, but one that turns into a 1-0 for Alternate aTTaX. But just to finish that point, coming on to Inferno, this is pretty much the polar opposite of the previous map, where Epsilon actually don't look too great on this map. For example, I said they beat Movistar Riders 16-2 on Mirage. In the very same series, they lost 16-6 on Inferno to them. And for Alternate aTTaX, obviously, this is a pretty strong map.
Having a good time cleaning up. Has been dropped very low though, so needed that help to come in. And of course did eventually get it from Cressy. So good round coming through from Alternate. Able to spread out all those kills among the SMGs. Able to actually find it was, I believe, 3 initially on towards Mantu and then 2 for Cressy. But of course now we do see that full buy coming out from Epsilon. They had actually taken the full eco in the previous. So they get the rifles in play. A lot of SMGs actually being kept for Alternate. It's that one up. An MP5, a couple of MP9s, and a UMP, so there is a really good opportunity here for Epsilon to try and get their feet on the ground early on. But the op from Slacks posted up on the angle now. This could get dangerous. They need the double peek to come through. The Molotov on the Keto won't actually be successful because he was ready with a smoke in play the entire time. Either that or it came in from the CT side as well, which, if so, that was a little bit of a misplay because I didn't actually see him drop it down. But he finds the headshot on towards Slacks. He emerges from said smoke. And now he looks to try and find more, although Mantu perfectly with the flash mows down 2 on the MP9 and falls back to safety.
Well, that's one way to pull the round in your favor. He's on out of banana, and now Epsilon are at a man disadvantage attempting to make something happen. But Cressy sitting over towards Long, swinging out there with the MP5. He spotted Surreal and he's out of there. A good choice not to take that engagement. Oh, this engagement could be a lot more favorable, though, for the CTs. Smoke goes down, but again, they fail to check the boost. Mantu managing yet another kill, a third in the round. Crucial goes down to Dude on the push through the smoke alongside the flashbang. And although Cressy does eventually fall, that MP5 being lost isn't too much of a big deal for Alternate because they're in a 1v3. 35 seconds left. Bomb dropped in the open, and no utility for Surreal. This is the depths of hell, and running right into an AWP just makes the light disappear a little bit more, and it gets a little bit darker for the T side of Epsilon. 3-0 up now. Alternate aTTaX have crushed their economy, as Epsilon should be going in for an eco, allowing a fourth to be built up, but more importantly, with the free weapons that they managed to obtain in the previous round, and a potential clean round for them. Well, actually, with the Scout and pistols, it becomes a little bit more difficult, but if they can survive with like 4 or 5 players left alive, they've got a huge boost to their economy.
Yeah, they really do. It's put them in a pretty solid position indeed. Opening kill out come in already by the nade as well of Mantu. Slacks then actually finds 2 very quickly. Another soon maybe to be gifted to him. Indeed it will, as Brokey steps left. And that leaves it all on Crucial. I don't know if there's really much that can be done. He would like to find at least 1 frag. But that isn't going to be allowed as Slacks comes in with his 4th, I believe it is, for the round. So a great hold again, taking it extremely cleanly. Alternate right now, they're building up such a great economy to kick things off. And they're just putting themselves in a nice and secure position, which is really hard to find nowadays, I feel like, with how the economy goes. Because once the loss bonus comes true for a team, for example, if Alternate are to build up a great lead and then eventually they say they didn't build up much money themselves with it, they lose 2 rounds. Epsilon at that point then would have the loss bonus built up. Sure, they'd maybe win 2, lose 1. Even if it went like that for them, they'd be in a position to get a good recovery because the loss bonus doesn't completely reset. But look at this from Keto. He is able to open things up. That's the 2nd time in the same position over towards Banana on the same player. This time, no trades to come back. Mantu not able to get aggressive with a flash. For now, Smoke just down.
Push on in from Surreal. There's 1 kill on the board as well, so that's pulling things back into, well, further into favor for Epsilon. Brokey takes Dude, and now things are looking good. Surreal and Keto were both low, so I was kind of worried about the round as it progressed for Epsilon, that perhaps we see Alternate aTTaX being able to pull it back with a quick spray down onto the 2 of them. But even if they manage that, they'll still be in a 2v2 with their positions known. Peek comes in. Great shot from Cressy, but not another to be connected. And Surreal, being low HP, was the player that was taken down. Mantu now has to go for a save. Although they've got money, it's not worth risking, you know, nearly 6k, over 6k of utility, economy, and hardware for a 1v3, which you have a pretty low chance of winning, especially with an AWP in play.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably worthwhile for him to just save that over as well, as of course he did think so. Mostly because also, even if they do want to bring out that double up setup, it would actually be nice for him to drop that over to Slacks. He could buy one up himself. We do know Mantu as well, when he pulls that up out, he can be a little bit more inconsistent than Slacks, but he also does have an extremely high skill ceiling. But yeah, Slacks, it's worth noting now, the last couple of rounds, he has had some issues trying to get aggressive over towards Banana. Playing up close on that wall, a position that can easily be pre-fired, and it does seem like Epsilon are aware of the fact that he likes to play that position.
Taking a look at the util usage early on from the CTs, they don't get a whole lot of connections on the util, but it's actually bullets to find the openings. Keto and Brokey both find them. There's the util connection eventually as Dude finds a kill with that molly, but it's still a pretty bad position to sit in for the terrorist side, for the CT side rather. T's get a smoke in the cross. Nobody's up on boost. Slacks drops a molly to try and stop them pushing forward, and indeed it will work for at least a little bit. There's 1 for Cressy, at least from the back of the bomb side. He's going to look to swing around towards the pit. Keto's lurking, but swinging out, not a good idea. Gets peeked by 3 players all at once, and that's an aim duel that you would have to be a god to succeed in. Slacks now caught behind a molly himself, allows the bomb to be planted. Not going to be able to do anything with that Molotov. In play, hitting the face with the molly as well. The no scope is almost good. Jumping in, almost got taken down by the molly as well, and it's just going to be a save. The right call for sure. Flashbang going over to allow him to get out of there, hopefully alive. And the weapon saved forward to the next round. But Epsilon are starting to get rounds on the board. They're starting to make serious progress and indeed build up their economy as they go. A bomb plant and a round win here. Alternate attacks are going to start to feel the pinch of losing these weapons. Or losing these rounds, rather. They need to avoid losing these weapons.
Looks like they may be able to do so. Just as I say that, though, Stefan takes the fight from Pit. Honestly, if he just didn't take that fight right there, I think he probably would have been okay. So that's an interesting one for sure. Ends up losing out that rifle. And of course, if they had have actually been able to bring that over, then we likely would have seen a pretty solid investment coming through. It's still not bad. Does Slacks have an up on the ground? I believe he may. So they are able to actually get the full investment again, but they lack a bit on utility, and they also don't really keep much money in the bank at all. If they lose this one, then they're looking at an eco.
And that would be the equalizer for Epsilon. Because the eco, obviously, like you said, has to come through from alternate. If they lose this one and Slack's going down early on, doesn't signal a whole lot of faith for them. Already a man behind. Epsilon haven't made a whole lot of progress in the map. They have got themselves an advantage at least. And the battles, this is an important thing for alternate attacks at this point. They have to avoid taking battles as individuals because obviously Epsilon with a man advantage, they're happy to trade out 1-for-1. Towards B, there's a pretty strong setup with the boost coming into fruition on the CT spawn, but on A, playing a little bit individually. They kind of have to in a way, but with that all picked up, now they can afford to play a little bit further back as Cressy can find one kill. Then they can look to take a fight together.
Yeah, wrapping around onto this A-bomb site is actually going to be quite difficult for these CTs to hold down. Cressy in the KS corner will actually be able to find one. Dude, remaining. Apologies, I did have a quick technical issue. In the meantime, while that was going down, as I said, it was certainly going to be a tough hold on that A-bomb site, and that was the case in the end. Dude being left all alone. He's able to actually quickly find an exit frag. Doesn't want to reface, but he gets a dink, I believe, on towards Brokey, and then the bomb, because of that, finishes him off. So that's actually really good damage. No one actually able to survive on the Epsilon side, but they'll be able to reinvest. I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. It just doesn't leave them with much money, rather. But of course, alternate in this one, they're not looking at a buy either. The rifle that was saved over sure should be in use. Stefan actually goes for a Nova to get some pistols and some Kevlar. But overall, it's not a great investment, of course, and this is Epsilon looking at a fourth round potentially here on the T side already, which is, of course, a pretty solid start, a good foundation for them to build off of later in the half. At the very least.
Stefan's got a Nova here. This could be dangerous as Surreal just pushes on in. Ooh, right into the crosshair, but wins the aim duel. Quick headshot connected. Pushes it into a 4v4. Keto fell elsewhere to Dude on the AUG. That is the only weapon that's remaining for the CT side. Now the rest of the CTs just rocking the pistols. Luckily, a small bit of utility in play. Dude is able to stop them from pushing forward on B by dropping that smoke. The problem with that is, as they don't push forward, they don't take any jewels with that AUG, and they may decide to refocus themselves towards the A-bomb site. Their teammates are sitting outside of. So where that could have been an engagement with the more favorable weapon of the AUG, now they're going to be walking into the pistols, which could look a lot better for alternate, or for Epsilon rather. Unless they can manage to hit the opening shots, which Crucial connects. Alternate now in an awkward spot. There's a trade. Cressy finds one. Deagle in play. Or, sorry, AK-47 in play. Deagle in play from Mantu as he starts to come around from long, try to catch them off. There are players in pit at the moment, which is pretty annoying to deal with, especially as Mantu doesn't have any armor. He'll be fairly easily gun kicked, made inefficient. The bomb taken down, they could consider a save here on the CT side.
Yeah, it seems like that may be the case because they aren't really moving forward on this one as the bomb already ticks away. The hope being, I guess, at this point again to try and drop some of those guns because with Zero surviving in that previous round for Epsilon, it does leave them in a bit of an awkward position economy-wise, as we said. Brokey no longer able to survive after being tagged down. Sure, the kill doesn't actually come in for do it, but that doesn't matter. They do end up taking another weapon out of the hands of Epsilon, so it's a decent find. But at this point, Epsilon now, it's 4-4. The guns will be coming out, of course, for alternate now. That's the op available for Slacks. They're still just going to stick to the single AWP. Apologies, didn't need to sneeze.
Well, I think we can forgive you for that one.
Really?
I'm just feeling good today. Feeling forgiven, you know?
Yeah, you are. Normally you roast me.
Well, talking of roasting, could be a couple of terrorists being roasted here. Molotov's going down towards Banana. But luckily, smoke returned onto them. Stop that from taking too much of an effect. 5v5 in play still with 30 seconds gone. That hasn't been the case so far in most of the rounds. As nade usage comes into fruition, Keto down to just 61 HP. Alternate aTTaX aren't yet getting aggressive on Banana. They've allowed Epsilon to kind of regroup a little bit and start to look to take B as a unit, despite the fact that they had them cut off a little bit earlier on. WP actually rotates back to up, starting to move towards the A-bomb side. And this is pretty typical from Epsilon, the 3-2. Just the two players in Banana waiting for aggression and indeed poking a little bit as time goes on, wasting a bit of util. The A players are the ones ultimately that have been the pivotal players so far. They haven't yet gone for a CT split, but faking is the most common way that Epsilon go about these rounds. Whether it's faking B, or as we see right here, faking A. The push comes in. Dude gets the smoke down in time, so it's very... Oh my god, very difficult for them to push through, but with that kill in the back pocket, Mantu shouldn't be able for more than one. There's nobody to distract them, nobody to take their attention. As soon as he shoots, they can all focus on him, knowing the bomb site should be clear. And with the bomb going down, being planted on the B bomb site, alternate aTTaX with 3 weapons still alive, decide they want to go for a save. Very well executed by Epsilon there. Alright, well, alternate going to be going in for the full buy with a double op setup. Despite losing that previous round, it doesn't look too bad for them, economically anyways. Epsilon are building up a lot of rounds, and that's certainly going to present a little bit of a problem. You see, I meant the alternate aTTaX are losing a lot of rounds. I think I said Epsilon. Epsilon are winning a lot of rounds. 5 on the board already. Alternate aTTaX, I mean, they're in a very volatile position right now. If they lose this one, Epsilon up to 7 on their T side here on Inferno. And this is what we were talking about being the better map for alternate. Epsilon already 1 map ahead as well. Have to find this over on that CT side. The push coming through. This is such a pivotal round. Stefan's completely smoked out. This is a bad spot to be in because they can just spam through that smoke. They run right into him though, and he's caught off guard. Manages 1 with some damage as well. Slacks is there for 2 kills actually. Stefan just got the assist. As Crucial and Brokey both find themselves in a 2v4. There are low HP on a couple of players. Roki is taken out after just one. The shot hit with the AWP. Slag's going to be deeged. Looking for more. Crucial's on the head peak angle. Swings out with AWP but misses. And as Dude takes him down, a 5th round's on the board now for the CT side.
Yeah, trading back and forth at this point is not the perfect position to be in, though, for alternate attacks. Epsilon coming into this one with a pretty solid investment. Not able to keep any money really in the reserve. Of course, they do spend up everything now, but it's a similar enough position for alternate attacks. It's only really Slacks that has anything left in the bank, so this round is extremely important. Again, Epsilon, if they can just keep trading back and forth, they keep themselves in a really good position, especially with them being on the T side currently. That's what they're going to be aiming for in this one. Initially, they just want to get that banana control. The nades, though, do so much damage. As alternate do actually fall back off, and the nade being tossed over the top tags Brokey down even further. 20 HP for him to work with. And to start the round off, a couple of players of Epsilon just being heavily weakened up certainly makes things a little bit more difficult. Alternate, though, it's Mantu getting aggressive on the AWP. Is he going to have the opportunity? They actually almost lined up, but he just finds one for the moment, hangs around, and almost actually gets the time in through the smoke. But instead, actually, it's the gap in the smoke that he's able to use to find the frag.
The banana players have been spotted as well at this point. Both Crucial and Surreal are known to be there. Spellon, I don't think, was spotted with the bomb. They begin a rotation, and with the smoke down, you see, I don't think that alternate are going to be suspecting this rotation just yet. It's about another 10 seconds till they start to get itchy feet on B, but Slacks will be spotting them out and landing a tag. Leg shot onto Surreal. He's on 19 HP and very easily swept up by Stefan. The headshot, though, returned. Crucial and Surreal both find a kill. Now the bomb plan can go down, and it's a 3v2, but it is a retake for alternate attacks. Crucial was thinking about making some space, about pushing forward through that smoke towards the CT spawn, but he decides against it. Instead, taking this position in Graveyard, which could greatly benefit his teammate. Molotov towards long. You can see the view from Surreal in the top right corner there, just above the player bar. Check out what he's spotting. He's got the info towards the balcony if they push out. 1 kill on the board. He finds a second as well. And Crucial finishes it off. Alternate attacks completely dismantled on that retake. One well-placed flashbang and it was all over. 6-5. Epsilon back up in the lead despite being in a very negative position there. 2v5's 1 out.
Yeah, and now as you can see, the buy for alternate attacks is in a really tough position. It's mostly SMGs in play. They do at least have the op for Slacks, but even then, that's glass cannon. And he's actually been entrusted as... Ooh, mine's frozen, Mitch. I don't know if you've had the same issue.
I did, but it's back now. We're all good.
Yeah, mine is also now back, so I think we should be okay. Oh, Slacks! What a shot on the Brokey towards the top of Banana. Slacks just continues to stick around holding this corner again. He has been entrusted completely alone, so if he goes down, it's quite likely that this bomb site will be lost. For now, just hiding it towards the back of Molotov coming over. Actually going to be in a lot of trouble now as he actually does get wall banged. What the hell? I was going to say burned alive. Crucial shoots him straight through quad. And that brings it back into a 4-on-4 with the bomb now being planted. This looks like it may be the end of this round for alternate. They've fully invested. They're left with 3 SMGs for a retake. No defuse kit, limited utility. It's not ideal, although Surreal has been taken down low. So maybe if that frag came in, there was a chance.
Looks like we're hitting some tech issues there on the connectivity side from the server. Or of course on a clean feed here, so sometimes it will jitter a little bit. It's been worse though. I think it's gotten better as the tournaments went on. When we started, of course, we had a couple games where we missed like a whole map. Just decided not to work. But yeah, all in all, that round going down not too well for alternate. The one player on B completely isolated, wall banged in the... I was going to say, I thought he got the smoke down in time for the Molotov, and then I looked at the kill feed and saw it was a wall bang. At 5-7, a match pause comes in, presumably a tactical from alternate. As they saved over 2 weapons, they now have to decide what they do with the money that they currently have. Stefan and Cressy can both get rifles out. Mantu can glass cannon if he wants. Drop that over to Slacks, but then you'd have an MP9, and I mean, you don't want to really be playing with an MP9 and no armor. Certainly not ideal. Well, you can take body armor, right? 650, yeah.
Not too bad.
But he takes the AUG. I'm curious as to why he took the AUG there.
Getting stutters again. Are you?
No, I'm good. It's weird. It seems
Just
to
Nino.
be back and forth between us. Problem with that is we're probably going to be out of sync. But we'll sort that after this round. We'll take a look at what's going down. Alternate with the aggression on the back of a forest buy, which you'd expect. They lose 2 players early on and only find 1 kill for it. Keto is very low, so the potential to pull that back is certainly in play. But it's going to be a long round. Epsilon taking it slow, moving towards this A bomb site. And the real problem, Stefan's here alone. He's only got an AUG, and he's not playing for info. And you can't on A. You play aggressive on middle and spot that, they can come behind you in apartments. You do it in apartments, they can come up mid. They take control of long as he sits in the pit, probably the best position when you're solo. But all 4 players walking up here. Keto's going to be playing support on the low HP, so Stefan has very little opportunity to make this work. And he doesn't even see them before he's dead. Now it should be a save from alternate attacks, with the 2 players left towards the B bomb site and no money in the back pocket. These 2 weapons need to be carried forward.
This is getting out of hand right now, really, for the alternate attack spies. That does have to be said. An 8th round pretty much confirmed at this point. Is confirmed rather, as the save is going through, of course, for alternate. Oh, and Keo just been shown the shoulder slightly of Cressy, is able to quickly drop him, leaving it all on Slacks now. An AK that you can try and carry over, but he is being surrounded. Gets the first as the timing is perfect for the peek on towards Spellin. But if he tries to face CT, Keo's ready on the AWP. He actually doesn't connect the shot. Gets tagged down to AHP and loses his teammate in the meantime, but eventually finishes it off. So no weapon's going to be carried over. That severely limits the buy now for alternate. If they had a saved, we likely would have seen a buy come true. I think now, though, they are likely just looking at an eco having to come in. Maybe pistols and Kevlar being upgraded.
Pistols, no Kevlar being upgraded. I mean, dude has, but nobody else is taking it out. They fall victim to Brokey very, very quickly, as you'd imagine. Once the bullets start to be connected, your accuracy goes out the window. My God, Slacks, wall bang headshot spelling. Keto's down as well. We're lagging like crazy, but bombs picked up. Epsilon start to make their way towards the A bomb site. Only 1 player waiting for them, and that's going to be Slacks on a deagle. Misses the shot and is punished right away. Spanked right out of the round. The smoke goes over towards long, and there should be a 3v2 save on Mantu. Dude can still go for it, though. He's only got the body armor. It's worthwhile if he can manage to steal away a weapon, or even drop them. I mean, the economy still isn't foolproof for Epsilon, but then you got to consider it's the last round, really. Next round's last round, so he won't be able to do any damage, really, unless he can connect all 3 kills, which is somewhat unlikely. And even then, they'd be able to play completely fine without an AWP. Actually, Cirilla 6.9k, so they'd still be able to take it up. Pretty much no point going for the exits. Save the 650 on the body armor for the next round.
Yeah, certainly is the better option of what they had available. Looks like they should be able to carry them over as well, unless they do end up peeking out, because Epsilon not going to reach them in time. That is, of course, a 9th round, though, for Epsilon. No matter what, they have a really solid half here on the T side of Inferno. And the potential for double digits, of course, still there to be found. It's going to be at least a solid buy from alternate now on this one. They're able to actually pull out a double up setup, rather. Are they going to be able to make this one work? That is the main question. No matter what, 6 being the best they can get right now, it's not an ideal position, especially after losing out on Mirage in overtime. Again, as we said, I guess mental fortitude certainly could be in question for what is a relatively inexperienced roster. Mantu getting very aggressive right now. Could be in a bit of trouble. Oh, a nice setup actually, though, over in the apartment. Allows for slacks to open up on Surreal. As I said, over towards Banana, Mantu could have been in trouble, but he's actually also able to use that AWP effectively. So Alternate, they do manage to go ahead and find a quick 2-man advantage to kick off this 15th round. Will they be able to capitalize on that advantage and close out the round, though, is the question. Mantu seeing the run boost being thrown across, calls for his teammate to just drop a smoke and finds Keto as he tries to emerge from it. Putting it into a 5-on-2, so a 6th round at this point looking very likely for the German side.
To be honest, Dean, this is not looking too good for aTTaX, even with a 6th round on the board on the CT side. I was expecting a much, much different scoreline coming through. But it's better late than never to turn up. As Crucial goes down, that's 9-6, and Alternate aTTaX have found themselves something to work with. Definitely a recoverable position. We saw Epsilon do it on the previous map. But this one is just a little bit harder to work on your terrorist side. That said, Epsilon haven't had the greatest of performances here. Their CT rotation timings, I feel like, are probably their biggest issue. Let's see if Alternate aTTaX can make use of that. So we swap on over to the second half. It has to be a big recovery.
Look how one-sided it was once the gun rounds actually came into play, Mitch.
Yeah.
Spellin's 1-12. He was one of the leading factors back on the first map. He's not had to do anything really here on Inferno. I just realized that. And still they lead 9-6 at halftime off of the T side after going down 4-0.
Loot.bet. Made for live betting.
Hello, 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 everybody. We are back 9-6 in favor of Epsilon, and we've just noticed that Spellon is playing 1 for 12, and yet still Epsilon are miles ahead. That is an incredible feat. To be honest, Dean, I didn't even notice Spellon getting shut down consistently. He hasn't been losing opening duels. Matter of fact, he hasn't lost a single opening duel for his team. I'm really not sure what can be said at that, but let's take a look. Now, on Looko, indeed, just mid-rounds, not been working for him. He assists on the board for him in this round, and he's looking to double his kills by finding one. Playing with the kit. Not landing a shot, though. Going to be dropped down towards the back of the bomb site. Surreal again, managing to trade, but it's not for long. Crucial's in a 1v2. Alternate aTTaX really want this pistol round to really build them up. That's where they found, 66% of the rounds on their CT side was from the pistol win.
Yeah, Crucial right now creeping in. Gets himself in a decent position. Flash actually going to come over, allows for the peek for Stefan. He gets the info, and that's what they needed. That allows for Dude to be, I guess, a little bit more calm in towards the quad box. But Stefan takes the peek. Dude was ready for it as well, so at least the trade should have been found, but it wasn't even needed because instantly the headshot comes in. A 7th for Alternate. And a really good find. A well-needed, a very much-needed pistol round, rather, to keep them in this game, I would say. Of course, it looks like the eco is now going to actually come true from Epsilon. It's just a couple of CZs being bought up, USP is elsewhere. So the chance, I guess, for a bit of damage at least to be put in. But I think ideally they might have wanted to have prioritized the utility a little bit more. Because it will be fairly limited in this next round if they want to go for the buy, unless they are willing to kind of sacrifice down to some weaker weapons.
Yeah, that's one of the problems with this buy. I mean, we talk about that a lot. The fact that you really 2 SMGs seems like the most you can afford. 3 is a stretch. 4, just, well, I mean, you're going to see it unfold, but they're not going to have a lot of money. Cressy's in a lot of, okay. Walks away with a victory in that fight, but not the next. Brokey takes him down. Danger proves to be real. The UMP is going to be recovered for the CT side. Not the best of weapons, especially not when you get shot in the side of the head and have no chance to use it. 3 versus 4. Epsilon behind with just USPs to work with. Without armor, these MAC-10s are going to make shredded wheat of these boys pretty quickly.
This there's no flamethrowers involved with the wheat this time, is there?
No, not this time. It's, there was a disaster last time. Lessons were learned. It's good old factory machinery.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to do it. Especially if you're trying to make wheat a bix. I don't think a flamethrower would do that very well. Wouldn't be tasty, at least. But, yeah, Slack's current kill leader. Sitting up there with 16 kills, 10 deaths, 92 ADR. Doing a good job. I believe he's the frag leader anyways. I did miss the beginning of that segment. It could have just been, in general, an impactful player. But it's usually frag leader that comes up, so I took a gamble. I know I gave it away. But I'm an honest man. That's all I can tell you.
Appreciate the honesty, Dean. Epsilon in here with a full buy. They got their op on keto glass cannon. Not ideal, but Crucial's going to be the one to take the opening fight. Swings out with the AUG. There's one on the board. A second connected as well. They just keep on walking into him, and he keeps on taking them down. 3 on the board. Mantu's low. Crucial wants a 4K. And Mantu with the util, waiting for it. Okay, shot didn't be missed by Crucial, but Spellon's happy to finish it off pretty quickly. 10-8. Epsilon very quickly find themselves a victory in that round. And look at this from Crucial. Just one at a time. He manages to isolate the duels. Tucks in. I don't know why Cressy had a Molotov out there. That was weird. I know the theory. Molotov him out so he has to peek, but you're already out in the middle of short. Not the time to use a Molotov. We're getting some connectivity issues, Dean. I don't know if you're sweet. There we go. Back.
That seems to be pretty good. Oh, he's in trouble. How is he still alive? He was almost getting knifed as well, but Spellon, he stops Mantu and he clotheslines the dude. It's professional wrestling right now. And it looks like alternate aTTaX have just been put through a table and hit over the head with a steel chair, because that's an 11-8 lead now for Epsilon. A very convincing round comes through. But alternate, they're going to be coming onto the bye again. Can they make this one work? They have the op for Slacks. They have the rifles across the board. A good set of utility as well behind the investment. If they don't win this one, though, that's when they're in a bit of trouble, because then they'd be looking at an eco again, and at that point then conceding a 13th over to Epsilon would be likely.
Good shot by Crucial down middle. That opens up the bye round very well for the CT side. Spellon loses a little bit of HP, and the banana control not going to be sought after by Epsilon for all too much longer. Four players on the T side attempting to gain a little bit of banana control. But I don't know if they're going to fully commit. Sure, the bomb's making its way up, and now actually setting up for smokes. There we go. They were just prodding out a little bit on mid, but eventually refocusing themselves, setting up for util, for smoke deployment. Pop a flash over. Here we go. Surreal caught in the open. Had a Molotov in his hand. He's able to drop it towards the floor, and Spellon finds a kill from afar. Surreal going to dance around that smoke. Catch Cressy jumping in towards CT, but he doesn't find the kill. Spellon spamming through. It's Keto with a triple to finish it off. Assisted by Surreal and Spellon. And another round for Epsilon. Closing in on this victory. They're already up 12-8. This is looking very good for the CT side in the advantageous position, and so far alternate aTTaX, not just in this half, but in this series, have only won 2 full buy rounds.
Holy damn. That's not good, Mitch. Coming into a map that we expect to be one of their better showings after actually putting up a good showing on Mirage, that's not what you expect to see. And in this round, although they do get a bit of damage, it's fairly easily shut down. As we said, not a full investment able to come through. That's 13-8 now, a 5-round deficit for alternate aTTaX to try and overcome. This is going to be awkward indeed. They need to pick this one up, and they need to try and start making it a little bit more convincing from this point forward. And I don't know if I have faith in that after, as you said, it's only been 2 gun rounds that they've actually been successful on. That's with both pistol rounds even going in their favor.
Well, starting it off well, at least as Brokey gets taken down. The buy rounds, like we said, haven't been going too well for alternate aTTaX so far. but Epsilon now on the back foot. They have got an AWP in play on Crucial. I'll look to make that work wonders. Crucial sits over towards A long, going out for the peak. That's Spelling going for the peak. Okay, Crucial's playing passive with the op. They're trying to bait them in so that he can find the exchanges. We're watching Keto and Banana, but he gets absolutely shredded. He tries to push down, and that's the B bomb site completely open. This could even be a save from Epsilon. Crucial's starting to rotate in with the AWP. He's going to be smoked off, surely. There's still 5 smokes in play. The T's, they obviously picked one up off a corpse. And, oh no, well, he's towards the bomb site side. This is really bad. Because, he's out in the open, sitting towards the bottom of the stairs. If they full push this, it's one and done, but he's able to isolate just Stefan. No trades to go through. Stefan was peeking it alone, but he gives away the position, all right? He gives away the fact that, okay, they're towards Banana, so maybe they get a little bit aggressive on A. That's exactly what happens, allowing Slacks to take down Spellin. The flank coming in from the CT spawn as well. Surreal's completely surrounded on that bomb site. Things are looking good for alternate attacks. They take him down, and although one is found with the Molotov of Surreal before he goes, that's all he lands. Crucial. Definitely going to be going for the save on B. I thought he was going to be the one that died and everybody else would be saving, but walking away with an op could be worse. They still have plenty of money left on Spellin and Crucial to get drops over, and Keto obviously has enough money to buy for himself. So it could definitely be worse.
Yeah, they're not going to be in too much trouble money-wise, but this is kind of the opportunity now for Alternate to start building back in. I don't want to see them hunting this down. I really don't like this. If they lose even one weapon, it does somewhat impact the buy in the next round. And there's definitely a chance for Crucial to try and take one off. Even if he loses the op, it's not the biggest of deals. It could slightly impact the buy in the next round, which it will. I do believe so. So give them credit for actually taking him down without taking a casualty. But it was certainly dangerous. High risk, high reward, I suppose.
Now, we take a look at the pause coming through, and we wonder, what are Epsilon going to do with it? A full buy to come through for sure. A double op setup in play. Spellin, presumably going to be buying an AUG. There it is, alongside the util. Alternate attacks happy to launch themselves at this round. 13-9. Their economy isn't amazing with all the reinvestment that has to come through, so just keep that in mind. You know, if Epsilon do manage to win this round, that's probably match point on the board before alternate attacks are able to contest again. And even at that, they've now got 3 buy rounds won. That is not ideal, especially considering pretty much, well, there's like at least 4 buy rounds between them and a victory. Dude gets a trade straight away, which looks good for the T's as they close in the distance on Surreal. He's got an AUG and a little bit of support from Brokey in the apartments, but not for long as he gets taken out by Slacks. They've heard the man Surreal walking into the corner up on top of the box, so he's eliminated, and this is a bit of a change. Alternate attacks starting to look a lot better in their buy rounds as again they force Epsilon to go for a save.
Keto is able to find one, but as you said, there's not really much that can be done about this one other than a save coming through for Epsilon. And with this round gone in favor of Alternate, they have actually managed to run that economy down for Epsilon. Sure, they're able to save over 2 weapons most likely, but this is all they're going to have in this next round. Given a real good opportunity for Alternate to actually bring it up to 11 before they do go up against the full buy once again. So they're playing a little bit better now. They're picking up a couple of gun rounds. They've already doubled the amount of gun rounds they've won in this game just over the past 2 rounds, Mitch. It's certainly an improvement, but can they keep it up consistently? That's the main question. At least this one should be relatively easy, and it gives them a real good opportunity to try and actually build up that economy.
Yeah, they certainly have the chance on the board. I mean, if they fall to this one, that would just be a big rip. An AWP and an AUG, 1 P250, 2 USPs. This is easy peasy for alternate attacks, at least on paper. We've seen on paper gigs, though, flipping around in the past. Let's see if it's going to be the same this time. Spellon's the one trying to open it up with the AUG on Banana. He's all alone. Completely isolated. Spam sees some reward. Stefan down to 46 to start us off. Molotov would have kept him completely isolated and would have been pushed down and eliminated. Luckily, he's already behind it towards that B bomb site, playing that little bit more passive. Alternate attacks, using their mollies well to clear up Banana. They know there's no players lurking around here, and so they've got that control. But with that control, they know that means Epsilon have no information. That they start the rotation towards B pretty heavily, leaving only one player, Brokey, with a Zeus. Will use the power of the Greek god to attempt to eliminate one of these players as they push around the corner onto long. The smokes going over are going to be heard by him at least. The Molotovs as well. So we can call for the re-rotation of those pistols back around. But at this point, Spallon and Keto should just be saving the crouch. Mantu. No, Stefan actually.
Like the power of the Ukrainian major winner.
That was incredible. Dropping down right below. Right below the Zeus. I mean,
Before did it.
just a little bit.
I don't know if you got what I said. But we'll move on.
I didn't.
No? Okay. It was a reference to Zeus. You said he channeled the energy of the Greek god, and I said he channeled the energy of the Ukrainian major winner, which is Zeus. And he won it with Gap. It was.
But he missed the shot.
Exactly. You're so silly, Mitch. I make the jokes. You're meant to react. That's what makes them work. Come on, step it up. Step it up.
There we go.
But yeah, this is looking good for Alternate. As I said, this round kind of expected to go in their favor anyway. They're at least able to save over the office teams. 2 rounds now in the difference. Slowly but surely, Alternate, they are building their way back into this. And here we go, opening kills. Keto has 4. 17 frags overall, 13 deaths, followed closely behind by Mantu. So them two have been kind of exchanging, I suppose.
Keto has 5.
Does he?
Yeah, Keto has 5. Mantu has 4.
Must have got one in the previous round as well.
Yeah, must be. The graphics are lies. Oh, peak coming in very early from Mantu. Doesn't find anything off it, but at least the trade comes through. And like we said before, T-side, happy with that. T-side are smiley face when trades come through. They are feeling thank you. Chemistry level 200.
I mean, I was never good at science, so my chemistry level definitely isn't 200.
Mine's probably about 7.
Nice.
Maybe 0.5. 7.5.
7.5, nice.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 3/4 of a tent.
It is.
That's not
there
too
you
bad.
go. Quick math. Jeez.
Get another quarter and you actually have somewhere to live. You won't be homeless anymore, Mitch.
You seen this beard? No one's gonna let me. Gonna let me in the
4 on
building.
4 though. Yeah, no. With that beard, you're not being let in any sort of structure, whether it be a tent or a house. But here we go, Surreal, able to find dude. He does take a dink in the process. Keto, though, going to be able to drop Cressy, as it does look decent for Epsilon indeed, with a man advantage in their favor. But quickly neutralized by Stefan and pulled in favor of Alternate, as we actually do see Slacks chime in with 1. It's crumbling. Epsilon right now, they're in trouble. The CT side hasn't been all that great. They found a couple of rounds, but since then it's been tough for them. Crucial right now. He wants to go for it, but with 2 to find and a great setup between the site and the pit right now, it's going to be so tough. Oh, he does actually manage to find the first, but a quick trade comes through from Slacks. And that will be Alternate again in a round that wasn't looking like it was going to go in their favor, being pulled back.
Well, 13 to 12. Epsilon go. Okay. Spellon takes out an AWP with that armor. He's going to use it himself, actually. That's an interesting round starting to shape up. I mean, he's woken up this half. Back up to 8 for 16. Certainly a significant difference on the previous. I feel for him. You know that feeling on the T side where you just keep getting shut out. Spellon this time. Nodes lands 1. Surreal How did he survive that? I mean, dude was spraying at him with that AK. Just completely whiffed the shots. Leaving a man advantage in play now for the CTs. Only one player on B, though, and that's going to be Spellin with the AWP. Got to get the work done. He's holding down the angle. Flash goes over, which stops him from really getting anything done effectively. Spam through the smoke. A little bit too dangerous. He's out of there. His team... Oh, no. Shot through the smoke. At least everybody has armor. They can take that up, take a fight with it. 4v4 retake. It could be worse. They're going to go for it for sure. At least see what they can find early on. Oh, a little bit of lag going through. We're back, though. We're back. Boost up on top. This is what I was hoping to see with AWP. Keto doesn't... What? I mean, that was on him, but okay. He's just going to go save that up.
I don't know. It was close. I don't know if it was directly on. Apparently not, according to CSGO anyway. According to Gaben. Gave it a big fat no. Do it actually through the smoke, I believe that was able to take down Surreal. As you said, though, the up being ran away already should be saved. The rest of them just trying to do a bit of damage. Not going to be too successful. Crucial. He had Kevlar alongside Deagle, so he didn't really want to, I guess, risk losing that too much anyways. But 13-13 right now, Mitch. This is quickly spiraled out of control for Epsilon. It was a position where it looked like, okay, they're definitely finishing this out with a 2-0, where we were kind of giving Alternate some hope. Now I feel like at this point it's switched around. Alternate have looked pretty dominant on this D side since the guns have come out.
A complete reverse sweep on what we saw the previous round. Back up to 13-13, or previous half rather. Up to 13-13. Alternate looking like a whole new beast. Slacks on the AWP. Trying to catch the angle as they rotate back. Nade is good, but Keto's in danger. Finds the kill. Spellin ready to refrag as well. Had they have pushed around that corner. The M4 in hand. Slack's about to go for another peek, but he's prompted not to. Oh, nice wall bang. Stefan down to 35. And with a one-man advantage, Epsilon are looking better. Gun barrel spotted. Keto knows there's someone close. But Alternate have been pretty good at not peeking this without a flashbang going over so far. Constantly being able to close in the distance. And with that gun barrel being spotted, they should suspect that this is going to be a B hit. That player didn't mean to give away that information. He didn't mean to edge forward that close. You can see still posted down there is Keto waiting for the peak to come through. It will eventually, but they're trying to wrap through CT in the process. Long control's looking like it's a lot harder to get to than expected. Surreal lands one onto the short player, but now spotted going into CT. Cressy has the angle, catches Spellin, and now he can wrap in. This is dangerous. Keto's got to make a move. He's got a Deagle in hand, smoked off. Now he can focus his attention towards CT. That could be a mistake. Down goes Cressy. Why would you smoke CT when your player's there? Oh my God, Keto's just got it through the smoke. This is an abysmal round. Oh my God, and he does a headshot as well. What is that? I mean, I don't understand the logic of smoking CT when you've got a guy wrapping there. You can't support him then, and the player that is there only has to focus on CT.
You're me clipping that for Pornhub.
Oh my God.
I mean, I didn't curse.
I mean, it's accurate.
That was, that's a tough one for Alternate. That's all that can be said. And they return it now. They have enough money, at least. They built up a pretty solid economy over those rounds, so they're not out of luck quite yet. They do ideally need to take this round right now, otherwise the best they'll be playing for will be overtime. We see now that went back on Mirage. We don't want to see them in a similar position again, even if they do have the chance to win. Surreal, he had a potential spam down through the smoke line that doesn't go for it. But we do actually see Crucial managing to open it up with a quick frag rather, but blinded and forced back off the angle. It's the assistance from Brokey that keeps him alive, and it's just falling apart right now for Alternate. Barely even any damage being connected, Mitch.
One small mistake. I mean, look at that previous round. Look at how good it was looking for Alternate aTTaX. Sure, they lose a player on short, but they managed to make it into CT. They managed to catch off the player in library, make it around towards the B bomb site where there's one player, Keto, holding down with an op. Things are looking so good, but that smoke in CT, and sure, they got unlucky with the spam through the smoke. I mean, like the smoke in CT allowed Keto to focus on one angle, find the kill on the low HP player with a Deagle, spam through the smoke with a lucky shot, and then run through for the third kill. That, since then, that's got to be motivation gone down to zero. Like, tilt is going to start to kick in after a round like that where you were looking so good you'd beat bomb site control. Epsilon probably would have saved. Now they're up 15-13 on the verge of a victory with 2 opening kills. Keto's just going to keep on going. A third on the board as well. Epsilon need one more. It's all on Slacks. 1v3. Got to find an ace to keep his team alive. Not for a victory, not to close the gap, but to take them one step closer to an overtime. They can't even win in regulation anymore. They're one map behind. The odds are not with alternate attacks.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Surreal able to close it down before there's any opportunity. That's going to be 16-13 here on the second map for Epsilon. Of course, that confirms them with a quick 2-0. They move on in the tournament, and sadly for alternate attacks, that's the end of the road here for them, as they are eliminated.
Yes, indeedy. That's going to be alternate out of it, unfortunately. In what I expected to be a much closer series. Sure, the map scores were close, but all in all, I thought that we were going to see much more. I thought that second map was alternate attacks to win after the first performance, especially where they took Epsilon to an OT on a map that they looked absolutely spectacular on. But there you have it. Alternate attacks not able to do it. They are now eliminated from the Loot.bet CS season number 2. That's going to be the end of the action for now, but we have got another best of 3 coming up in just a couple of moments. I think it's about 40 minutes until it starts. Indeed, yeah, 42 minutes. And we'll be going into No Chance versus Super Yimmy. That is another round 5, 2-2 Swiss system game. The winner advances to the playoffs, and the loser, of course, eliminated, just like what we saw here. If you guys want to catch that, be sure to stick around or come back in 42 minutes. Drop a follow on the channel to get notifications on when we're going live with future games. Of course, playoffs will be starting in the next couple of days. And of course, if you've enjoyed the commentary, feel free to drop a follow on myself and Dean's Twitters. It always helps. You can find that by typing !casters in the chat. We're going to take a quick break anyways. 40 minutes until the next game. We'll see you then.